Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing stages 75 to 80 of the Fanhome release and build the Star Wars Darth Vader. But before we do that, I do have the little case of the missing stage 69. So once again, I haven't looked at these, so I don't know what we are doing, but I have looked at this because I saw this in the last pack. If you remember, I was missing stage 69. I had the magazine, didn't have the parts. I've got the parts now, so I'm going to quickly do that now. And just to remind you of stage 69, this is the magazine here, and it's basically the ankle joint that we're doing just here. So there wasn't a lot to do, just like this, and then I'm putting this into the leg. Now, if you remember, what I did last time was I actually sealed the leg up, and I hadn't put this piece in because we didn't have it. I can do that now. So let's get this open. Okay, what we've got for this ankle joint is this little section here, and we've seen these before. This is just the joint that's actually going to be sitting on the inside. Now we need some flathead screws to put that in, which are J screws. They are in this bag here, and they are metal. And it's 4 screws we're putting in here. This is just the last ones just going in there. So there we go. That is now fully into place. And then what I'm going to do is put this section over the top of these. So it's going to go in just like that. And this time holding that in with O screws. And once again, 4 of these going in. So that's perfect. I'm going to bring over the leg now. And I'm just going to be taking off this section that I put in temporarily. There you go. And then I want to put this in this way here. Hopefully one of the cameras can see that. Now this is slightly off center, so this can only go in one way, but as you can see, it's going to be going in just like that there. So I want to hold this in with these M screws here, just through the bottom. That's perfect. And now I can put the leg back together again, making sure everything's lined up. And then once again, we've got the screws that I took out of here going back in. And then just some M screws through this side. And there we go. We have a finished leg with the ankle part. So we have now caught up, which means I can start on this pack. If you want to get this for yourself, I've put a link in the video description. We've got the QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So stage 75. Here is the magazine. And we are now going to be doing the left leg. Have we not done the other leg? Yeah. Really? I really thought we'd done the other leg. Okay, perhaps that's what we're doing. You know what, I'm looking at all the parts here and I'm starting to think, yeah, you know what, perhaps I have only just done one leg. We've done 2 arms though, I think that's where I'm getting confused. So in the last pack, obviously, we are working on this part here. What we're going to do is take another one of these joints, which we're used to seeing by now, with J screws, holding this into place. Obviously, once again, the reason we use the J screws is because they have got the flat heads, which won't impede this when it turns around. So 4 screws here to get in. Perfect. That's been mounted. Just put that to one side while I bring over this piece here. What I'm going to be doing is on this side, I've got this plastic section to put on. Now, there is a way this needs to go. It needs to go on this way so that this side here, with the cutouts on it, faces down. So that makes that complete. I'm holding this together with F screws, which are in here. I do think this is the problem with figurine models, that if they're humanoid, we're going to have 2 arms, which are exactly the same. We're going to have 2 legs, which are exactly the same as well. So we've done that. Then I'm just going to be taking off this, what looks like carbon fibre. This is just to provide friction material. And I'm going to be putting this into place. Now they've got it going on the black side here, because it doesn't go all the way around. It's just going on like that. Now what we're going to be doing is taking what we've created here and what we've created here and put these together. So it's going to go on that way, just like that. And that's held in with the, is it Q screws that I've got left. And these are the metal screws. So once I've got one in, which is going to line everything up, I'll also be able to clear off the oil I just spilled on my work surface there. So with this last screw just going in here, that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 76, here's the instructions. And we've got a large part of the leg here and some brackets. Going to be putting all of this together. So now we're building up this leg. Here is stage 76, so I'll get all of that open. Okay, taking what we created in the last stage, I'm going to be putting one of these brackets on. Now, once again, I need to make sure I put this on the right way. So this little notch at the bottom needs to be facing out. So one goes on this side, one goes on this side here. Then I'm using these F screws, which I've already opened, to hold these together. So to this side, and then flip it over and put two in this side. Now, if you remember in stage 73, we had this fire assembly here, which we had already put the joint on. We're going to be putting this into place on here. So it's going to be going on just like that there. Once again, held in with the F screws from the other side. There you go, that's into place. And then all we've got to do is take this cover that we've got in this stage and put all of these together. It does take a lot of pushing, that does. Okay. And we're going to get some F screws through these sides here. Just two through these ones here. With this last one going in, that is the thigh complete. So in stage 77, here's the instructions. And as you can see here, we've got the leg again, and we've got some more brackets. Putting this into place just like that. So that's how that's looking. I'm guessing this is the shin. And once again, we've got plenty of F screws. What we're going to do is bring over what we've got here. I'm going to be putting one side of this into place on here and screwing this in from the other side. Oh, make sure we've got this the right way around. We've got a notch in here, so that notch needs to face towards the indent there. Screw that in with these F screws. Perfect. And I'm just going to be doing the same way, making sure the notch faces towards the instep of the knee, and then F screws to hold these both into place. So two each side. And when we've done one side, flip it over and do the two screws on the other side here. All that's left to do then is having the knee this way round, putting this over the top, making sure this connects into the ports, and then once again with the F screws, get this secured into place. Perfect. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 78, here's the magazine. And once again, we've got an ankle joint that we're going to be doing. How we started this pack. So I'll get all of this open. Which means, once again, how we started is we're going to take this joint part, put this in here, and I'm holding that in with the J screws. That's perfect. And then, once again, I'm going to be putting this on top, lining them up, and holding this in with the bigger screws I've got here, which are O screws. So, there we go. That joint's made. Once again, there's no chance of us putting this in the wrong way because it will only fit one way round, which is this way round here. As you see, it's going to go in just like that. And I'm holding that in from the other side with M screws, which once again, I had thrown in the bin. Check your bags. The amount of times I've done that. Okay, two screws through here. That's the last one. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 79, this is going to be interesting because we finished the leg then in this stage. So stage 80 is going to be something different. As you can see, we've got these parts here and parts of the knee there. Putting that together. So let's get all of this open, and this time I will make sure that I've emptied the bag completely. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to piece the leg together, which means putting these over the top again, making sure everything's lined up, and clipping them into place. Okay, that's good. Now I need F screws first, because 2 of them are going at the top here. And then I need 2 M screws. They're going to go at the bottom. That's going to hold that ankle joint in. Perfect. And now we're going to be doing something slightly new. First off, let me put the knee on. So that's going to go on here. This is just a push in. There you go. So that's how that's looking. But we're now working on this ankle section. So we have this round this way. I've got some stuff in here. Some end screws. A bracket. And some washers. So this is interesting. What it wants me to do is put 2 of these washers that are going to be going on top here. Both of them on top of each other. Interesting. Then I've got this bracket. One's got an indented side. It's the indented side that I want on this section here. Those washers aren't going to stay into place now, I don't think, but I will try to keep them there. I've got them in there. I don't quite know how, but I've got them in there. Because I am going to be putting a screw through the top here, but that screw is going to have one of these split washers on it here. So, hopefully, let's start this up. Oh, there we go. That was really hard. That's taken me about 15 minutes to do that. Right, let's get this all the way through. There you go. That's in. Oh, I'm sweating. That was hard. But that is all there is to do in that stage. You know what? I do suspect there was a design flaw there. That's just not an economical way of fixing things by just putting 2 spacer washers in there. Okay, stage 80. Here is a stage we haven't actually done because we never did this on the other leg. And basically we've got... what is this? In this issue, you'll receive the assembly of Darth Vader's right leg, adding the strap for the right shin armour. Oh, so we're going to be putting the armour on top with all of these straps. Look at that. Okay, so that's going to look like that. And this is stage 80 here. Okay, looks like we are dealing with straps, so I'll be careful when I open this. I don't want to cut through anything. Okay, I'm going to keep the protection on this side for a minute because we are working on the inside. And all of these bags are labelled, so I want 80.3 first. Now that's going to be going onto the upper holes just here. So I'm just going to push this all the way down onto these holes. We have these clear spacers here, which is going to go over the top of these. And then we're going to be securing them in with these silver flange screws. I need 2 of these. So, first strap is in place. Then I need 80.5. Check the sides here. The one with the more untidy stitching goes towards the inside. So, like this, and exactly the same way. One of these tabs over the top. Screw that in with the silver screws. Then we're working on the other side, so now it's 80.02. Which will be going on this side up the top. And then the last one we've got here, which is 80.04, will be going into this area just here. And that, my friends, is the end of this stage. Now, does this piece, I'm guessing this piece is going to be going on the shin here. And I don't know what leg this is going on. Let me just have a quick look. We're doing this is the right shin, but we were working on the left leg. So this doesn't go on the leg that we've just been creating in this pack. It's going to be going on this one. So I'm guessing it's going to fit somehow like that with the straps behind here. I've got to have a play, I'm sorry. Sort of clipping it in, as you can see. So we've got one in here. and one in here. So we are dressing up Darth Vader here. So that's looking like that. I really don't want to take this off at the moment, so I'm not going to. But that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. Actually, that's probably how it fits a bit better on there. So we have 2 legs. So we're not building any more legs now, but it does look like we're going to start putting the armour on Darth Vader. So that's an interesting stage, wasn't it? It'd be interesting to see what's coming in the next pack. I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.